I remember the first time I got with somebody that had a bunch of tattoos, like Chicano tattoos. Like in that moment, I was just like, there's no going back from this point. What am I doing? I don't hang out with people like this. And I ended up falling in love with him later on. I wanted to take care of him because that was the first time I seen somebody do heroin and those pills, or just, well, he wasn't doing it really in front of me, but he'd leave and come back to the apartment I was staying at, and he'd be MIA for a week and saying some crazy shit like about getting jumped. And then I'd tell Malia and we'd be ready to go. Then he's like, no, I'm good. And then he was just like nodding out. And I was like, I don't know, he was either up for a long time or he was on like China White or something. Those crazy ass drugs. They're all crazy. But it's a whole nother ball game. And I didn't want him to leave me ever because I thought he would die. He did overdose once and I felt it. I remember I was praying so hard that night, I just knew something was wrong, and he overdosed. I didn't want him to leave. I swore, like, I felt like he would die anytime he would leave. I was like, he's gonna end up dead. And he didn't, thank God. But so I would mostly do meth, and he would do the blues, those perks, the fake ones. So we would be on two different levels. Like, as soon as I'd be able to, we were out on the streets, as soon as I'd be able to get high, I'd be up, and then he'd be down, and he'd get angry, and we just fucking did not, it was all bad. It was like a war, dog. It was just a spiritual war. All bad. I've seen some crazy shit and experienced some crazy things, and I've experienced God through all of it, but I never in my life would have thought did I think I would be around any of that, any of it. When I left Holbrook, it was to go to the valley, to be clean, and to get on my, like, be on my own, but I ended up back with my baby daddy, and pregnant, and I had my daughter, thank God, sober, and then I relapsed after, well, a while after she was born, maybe like a year or two. Hold on, let me go outside. And I started doing Xanax a little bit, and it kind of would make me fall out like that a little bit. Not as, I don't know, I would black out, and I wouldn't care at all. I didn't care. Like, I used to be scared to take Tylenol and ibuprofen, and now I'm back to that, being scared of doing certain things and taking certain things. I read up on everything, and I don't know, like, I guess that's the devil for you. For me to just not care for so long. Knowing that there was fentanyl in the Xanax and the meth. Was tested. Still doing it. Didn't give a fuck at all. How I didn't die is a miracle. But yeah. And then, yeah, when he would be coming down, it was way worse, because he was in a lot of pain, or so it seemed, and then I'd end up feeling bad and needing to get him more, so then he would actually, like, be awake for a minute, because I didn't know what else to do. He was the man, he was the one who I trusted to get me out of it, and to protect me, and lead me, which was a mistake on my part. And we had gone into a rehab and we were about to go. We would be at separate facilities, but they said we'd be able to like write letters or something to each other. But like when it came down to it, I walked out and I was like, I'm not ready. And he's like, all right, I wasn't really either. And then he asked this dude to pray for us. And so the guy put his hands on our backs and said a prayer and stuff. Yeah. And then drinking. I've been drinking, like, blacking out since I was 15. And that's scary as fuck, too. I don't know how I've gone on so long doing that. Like, why would you want to be like that? But I was just... I don't know, because I can't really even say I was just sad and using it to cover the pain. Because, I mean, I was. And I'm pretty sure I'm an empath. So I've been running from my emotions for a long time. But at the same time... I don't know. When it's around, you can't say no. And I started meeting more people with tattoos. And they ended up being really good people that had been through a lot.